the group of non-orthodox economists have been trying for probably 50 years to sensibly incorporate energy's role in production. First person being a Romanian economist called Georgescu Rojan, and he realised that the universe is ruled by what's called the laws of thermodynamics. If you have a closed system, then that closed system degrades over time, and you can only have production and life if there's an open system taking in energy from the outside. But when you take advantage of that energy, you necessarily generate waste. And these were the fundamental laws of thermodynamics. He then said economics theory is not consistent with that. So how do we do that? Well, if you look at conventional economic theory, it has what's called a Cobb-Douglas production function, or what they call CES production functions as well. And that basically argues output is a function of how much labour you have, multiplied by how much capital you have, with a couple of mathematical terms in there as well. And that presumes you can produce output just with labour and capital. Now you can't. Okay, you've got to use energy as well. So what Georgescu Rojan said was, let's add energy as the third factor. You need another little couple of parameters there, but you have output as a factor of how much labour raised to a power, multiplied by how much capital raised to another power, multiplied by how much energy raised to another power. I never liked that expression. It was better than not acknowledging energy, but it implied, if you set the powers correctly, it implied you could still have output with no energy. So what I realised, this is just last year, is that the whole idea of labour and capital without energy is nonsense. The little phrase that first came into my mind that brought it home to me was, labour without energy is a corpse. Capital without energy is a sculpture. Neither people nor machines can do anything unless they're processing energy. So what labour and capital both are effectively mechanisms to harness the free energy we find in the universe to do something useful. Now once you've got that concluded, then your production function actually boils down to, in a modern capitalist society, really the amount of energy your machines process, because labour's direct caloric energy input to production is pretty limited. Somebody might slice bread, but they're using a knife to slice the bread. Okay, you might get a massage. Well, that's about the only direct form of energy input that a machine is not involved in, but you can get machines that massage you now at airports. Okay? So everything is about harnessing the energy. Labour's role these days really is to use its energy processing capability to control the machines. The machines by far are the source of all the energy we direct into useful work that we have these days. So once you have that understanding there, then because to use energy you must also generate waste, then there's a necessary link between the ecology and the economy. And that's the major work that I've done in the last year, and what I'm now trying to do is to elaborate that and build a combined ecological economic model.